And welcome back, back where we left off last time in Shadow Empire, at the bottom of round 105, where we have 5 decisions awaiting us. Commercial project's not bad. We might end up playing that. Incident over ambition. We'll take an opinion hit. Just need more protection. We do like fist, so we get fist high enough, but right now it's trying to suppress the mind we're just getting a lot more of.
Roger that.
How many? You're asking for like half industrial power, but we've got it. We'll give it to him.
Order received.
Gain some government. Okay, so it looks like we actually got everything delivered last turn, which is good to see. Move that guy back there. You can actually move in the other guy into Q's spot so we can get proper guys in their proper spots. Yeah, we're going after that hex. Big old pile in from 4 different directions. Large numbers. We're going to be a little overstacked, but that'll be fine. We're going to come hot and heavy with lots of firepower.
Mission accomplished.
There we go. I think that's what I'm going to do for the turn. Otherwise, or for the attacks on this turn, we're just going to slowly, procedurally just crush the pocket until it gets down to 1 hex. And that last hex will probably be really hard to deal with, but this is being productive. We are hitting these guys heavy and hard when we hit them. I suppose in this case we can pile on back out to be in a position to hit that guy on the next turn if it stays on land. Don't think we're there. Reasonable more element off production yet. Maybe. It's been rolling lower after applying Shadow Diplomats than I would have expected. But that is below 300, so that's possible.
Roger that.
I'm thinking I'm just going to play it on the main one. Offer protection on you. 5% chance success. Failure. How's our reestablishing trade with these guys going? Already got free trade, already got free movement. Done a scientific cooperation, so reestablish that. Zone-wise. Let's play the commercial project. You got level 3 of that asset, so you got level 3 of that asset as well. Play it there.
Understood.
Still sitting in 3rd. Haven't really backslid our forward limit yet, which is a bit of a shame. We don't necessarily need to send any troops out because we haven't been taking any casualties, so we may be actually able to send the colonists out from the capital. We are. Get those colonists deployed then. Okay, we're starting to push forward. Probably take that hex next, then that hex, and then we'll try to push them all into this hex. That one would be the hard one to do, which maybe means we'll end up doing that one, but one of the ways. And then we'll clear the north one, and then we'll just be encircling this last pocket down here. And we took another ruin. Don't have the political power this turn. I might roll next turn to see if there is something in that ruin. Well, by something I mean artifacts, if there's any artifacts in the ruin. If there is, we'll probably try to prioritize getting a scavenging system set up on it. If not, it's the same as any other ruin, and that's far less priority to develop. Did they just abandon the hex I was planning on attacking? They may have. We got enough guys that I doubt they could hide in the hex, so if they're not there, they're not there. We have 7 decisions. One of which is what to do after we develop Guards 3. Which will probably just be to tell them to go back to doing nothing again, but we'll take the unrest here. You want government at least 40 or 54. I do too. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that, but I'd like to agree with you. So I'll hit accept. I don't want to divide the political power anywhere at the moment. Not until we get a good middle source so we can actually expand the bureaucracy. Oh, that reminds me, I should probably expand the solar power. You know, I might as well develop the motorbike troops.
Affirmative.
Yep, I can spare the industrial power, so we'll give you some industrial power. Accept the cultural exchange. We're rich enough. I'm actually going to head and play Revise IP.
Affirmative.
No, it didn't give me very much, but it'll basically offset what we sold. Which probably isn't actually a great deal, but...
Affirmative.
Okay, so we know that that ruin right there has nothing useful in it.
Move out. Operation successful.
Most of them died, yeah. Okay, so next turn, everyone's piling in on that hex. It's going to be a hard, potentially very violent fight, but hopefully, if everything goes according to plan, it'll be fight we win. And then everyone else can focus on what's left down here. And I'll be a little annoyed that I don't have a lot of industrial points. Well, we should have more industrial points next turn, so I think we'll be fine. And we didn't really take any losses. We're just coming in hot and heavy enough that we're just blowing them up. Okay.
Yes, sir. We're going in. Mission successful.
Okay, not the greatest trade. We traded two for one. I think
Yes, sir. We're definitely taking gunfire.
Yep, exactly one someone. Yeah. Okay, so let's cycle the turn. We can clear out another hex on the next turn. And then we'll be moving on to the final major pocket from the Nomads. Seven more losses, more made kills. We have 8 decisions.
Roger that.
Major worker strike. Obviously, we don't want the strike happening, so we'll pay them off. Have my full support to deal with that problem. Succeeds at it, minimizing the damage. Full support to deal with that problem as well. Would have been a critical failure had I not done that. We don't like Arctic Mercy, so let's say no to that group. I'm thinking I actually want my industrial power for a bit, so you're gonna get told no by any IP for a while.
Yes, sir.
Because I think we're going to want a little bit more roading around here to help get some supplies in on the final attack area. Okay, so we got a frontage of 300 here. How much do I want to go over? I might leave that damage militia out of it. We'll go that level lower. So it's a little over, but we got enough that it should be effective. There we go. Mission successful. Pocket cleared. Actually, oh no, I already moved it there. Okay. I think, oh, we filled the hex up. That's what's happened there. Fill that one up. Not quite yet, but we're getting pretty close. At some point we might want that rare metal. Don't need it right now. Gonna build a little bit of road here that will actually let's not build it in seal. Let's build it in dirt. Keep it a little bit cheaper. Because mainly this is just to help project supplies over that river. So we're basically just building a bridge, building a pontoon bridge, and when we're done, we might tear it back up again. Fire logistics situation. Investor backing, not super hot on the investor backing. Offer protection. Not likely to succeed without some buffs from someplace else. I'm going to shut diplomats. We can try. I suppose the other alternative is I can go around trying to raise opinions. Opinions aren't that bad.
Roger that.
They're all 50 plus.
Roger that.
Not likely to succeed and didn't. We had no losses. So one thing I could try to do is we've got some surplus capacity. So we're going to do mass upgrade, all belonging to the SHQ. Guards 2 to 3. As many as we can. Issue an order to upgrade them to the new model type. 113 could be upgraded in theory if logistics will support it.
Affirmative.
113 were actually upgraded. So we now should have so much more higher quality units. We'll go take a quick look. So yeah, they've got, in theory, they have about 4 times the combat capacity of the old Guard 2s. So they're definitely a lot of more effective troops. You know, because we've been kind of reliant on overkill, that hopefully won't make a difference, because overkill is overkill. Just more overkill is often not... There's a degree where overkill doesn't give you really more overkill. But we do still want to stay in the realm of overkill, so... More firepower is not going to hurt. And to be fair, more armor is not going to hurt, so more survivability is good. Except for no losses, normal kills have 3 decisions, so surprisingly small number of decisions in the bottom round of 108. Discovered a new tech, geotectonics. Yeah, if we're waiting for stuff, we might research that, but I think we have other things in our higher priorities. Unless you need extra funds, and we have the funds, so have it. We'll develop medium tank. Medium tank's really, you go a big gun. I'm gonna stick pretty low armor, because unless we're fighting a major, we don't really need the armor. I'm actually gonna take the relationship decrease. I'm done with you taking my population. I need some population for other things, like winning the game. Time to inform the occupants of this hex they're having a very bad day. So we're a little overstacked here, so we're going to be taking the overstacking penalty.
Going in. Operation.
Okay, so any unit that can move into that hex that didn't have anyone, we're going to move. Everyone else is going to, obviously, because we just group move them into that hex. That's where we want them if they can't go 1 step extra. Which they're not all going to be able to do, as we can see here. And if these guys can do it, okay, so we filled that hex up, so these guys are just going to group to that hex. Yeah, so this is at the point where we're coming in hot, we're coming in hard. These hexes are going to die. In the meantime, actually, do I have any guards 1 left? The answer is probably no. Yeah, no guards 1, they're all guards 2. So we can go and do a batch upgrade of guards 2 to guards 3.
Affirmative.
And that went out, so no logistical problems. It's always nice when you don't have logistical problems. Those are obsolete, those are low priority, those are high priority. Still have just over, well, exactly 6,500 of them. Most of them are upgraded at this point to the new improved version. And I suppose we're thinking about diplomacy again.
Yes, sir. We're going in. Mission successful.
Okay, Lime Top Clan. Propose offer protection. A little bit more likely to accept, it looks like. Shadow them up the Foreign Affairs Advisor and give it a swing.
Roger that. Roger that.
Critical failure, pissed them off. Okay. The other one we have peace with is these guys, which aren't going to succeed. can send you around to some proposed peace.
Roger that.
Most likely gonna fail, but you know, every once in a while, failure is not a guarantee. Those Mercateers, which aren't worth doing. I think those are Mercateers. Might be Mercateers as well.
Roger that.
Okay. At some point, we're just gonna have to go into these territories, whether or not we're doing it peacefully or not. Colonists are trying to deploy to this zone, so we can get that zone population up high enough. We can
Yes, sir.
upgrade the zone to level 3, so we can expand. Well, at this point, this might just drain out first, in which case then we'll want this one to expand, but... Can I get a, opinion boost for sub 3? No. Need 4 or more. Okay, we'll come back to trying to improve his opinion. Noticing that we got a governor below 50. Only one below 50, but it's below 50. We should boost it a bit. 50 is usually about when I'm thinking like, probably want to boost opinions. So yeah, if everything goes well, this part, probably this upcoming turn, we'll actually finish off the nomads. And then we'll just have to figure out where we're going to send our troops. Honestly, probably going to deploy most of the militia as pickets, just to keep random ocean life from taking bits of our territory. We have 6 decisions. And then probably move the professional troops to the port in potential for naval landings. Which is reminding me, every once in a while I should double check. When does our contract expire? Yes. It expired. Zenfell, why? Zenfell, one of the majors, except... Let's... Oh, we'll finish with these. Actually, no. Before I forget, spend a little bit of power. I screwed up and let our transport contract go away, so... Give me a transport contract again, please.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Roger that, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So these guys... Well, that's probably why we've got black status here. Okay, yeah, that's probably why we have black status here. Then we do strategic move, we don't have a port connection. Yeah, no, port's out. Yeah, so probably why those guys are not having the best supply. They're in theory getting supplied from the local zone, because I did tell the local zones to prioritize feeding their own troops. If there isn't, they can't come from the SHQ.
Going in. Mission accomplished.
And we go in hot and heavy. We're going to be well over the stacking limit here, but we got enough firepower. They're just going to have a bad day. What's going to happen here?
Move out. Mission success.
Yeah. We have enough firepower, they're going to have a bad day. There they go. Nomad's dealt with. Border secure. Most of these units are not going to really much this turn. think I'll leave the militia in place and focus on getting the professional troops out. That's all militia. Oops, wrong click. That's all militia now, so that's all militia. This one, except the 2 motorized, is all professional troop. Oh no, there's some regular militia here. Looking like most of these guys have to go into the hex we just took if we were to move them, which I'm not going to bother to do with most of them. Okay, you're not stacked on anything, you're not stacked on anything, you're not stacked on anything. Makes moving it easier later, so we'll leave them unstacked. Okay, so I think that's the turn. I'm gonna try to fix our logistics on the next turn, as I screwed up and let the contract expire. And then we'll might start thinking about other drop spots for our port. And I suppose we can keep rolling. Shut diplomat, the foreign affairs.
Roger that.
Eventually, if you keep asking these guys, they'll be accepting.
Roger that.
Critical fail to piss them off more. Or I'll just get fed up enough and we'll just move the entire professional army up here and just blitz the HQ. One of the two. I guess organic furnace is running. Go ahead and drop some colonists here.
Yes, sir.
This one's still running. Didn't build one there, which is fine. How's the capital's truck station going? It's built. Apparently we have a population issue in the capital, so maybe I do want to just slow down. No, I just still want the colonists, though, is the problem. Do I slow down on recruiting professional troops? So let's call this guy up and zone order. Don't actually recruit any professional troops.
Order received.
That'll help the zone keep growing instead of shrinking. Because we are at the point in the capital apparently where we don't even have enough civilians to work all the civilian assets. I suppose one way around that is we got the money for it. Yeah. So let's actually buy our port. We'll nationalize the port. Then we can come along later and do some upgrades manually to it to make it better. Which will be a little bit more population efficient if memory serves. Okay, spend a little bit of power. We've defeated our enemies that we currently have. So it's basically pick someone to fight at this point. We need to progress victory score wise. We need to pick fights. Otherwise, we're going to sort of stagnate here in third. Or the diplomat needs to finally get better at doing diplomacy. It's a little bit hard with the hunters. The hunters are not super willing for peaceful integration. Still find out like one of the driest spots on the entire island is in the middle of swamps. It's in marshes. Driest spot in the entire continent. middle of the marsh. Suffered no losses nor made kills. We have 7 decisions. Independence Day is approaching. Traditional mass parade and get government. Allocate for a symphony and get meritocracy. Or no. We're going to do something apparently with our Independence Day. So it's just, do we want government or merit? I would like merit, but we also like government. Now we're gonna go merit.
Roger that.
Ooh. Don't want autocracy, because it will suppress merit. But I do really like Fist.
Roger that.
As bad as our Fist actually does appear to seem, but I do like Fist.
Roger that.
Affirmative.
You want to buy population? I need every last bit of population I want at this point, so you're not getting any. I'll give you the industrial power if you're buying industrial power. Transportation contract. So we want something that unloads in Monocron. Probably at the place where we have the port, presumably. Yeah. And then we embark from our port. Yeah. I think the 500 points of logistics was fine. Could splurge, go up to 1,000, could double it. Yeah, let's double it for 42 rounds. There we go. Yeah, unless I get lucky, I don't think we're going to get that off anytime soon. Though it probably makes sense, because we already got peace with them, right? We got a nice big score. Well, got peace with them, could potentially move to better peace. And I think we have... Oh no, they're the major, okay. The minor, on the other hand, that's over here, is those guys. We have peace with, they're not in range. Again, it's the whole punters are hard to negotiate with thing going on. Oh, I don't know the zone. Let's place contract. Mission contract? Yeah, we'll do some some contracts with these guys. Get some info. No, we'll actually do both types of contracts with them.
Affirmative.
Okay, then we get back to moving troops and vehicles. And then we're also going to be spreading out the militia just to cover the shoreline. Yeah. Not sure how much picketing I'm going to do on the Major's border. At this point, I still kind of want to pick on miners. But at the same time, well, at this point, I do kind of want to pick on miners. So we want to get more information, potentially figure out if we can get a landing spot on Minos Clan. And if we can, we'll do a naval invasion of them. Okay, this had enough workers, and it doesn't currently have enough workers, but if it did, it would produce the 1,000 port points that I've just signed up for delivery over here. Granted, this receiver is not going to pick that up. Not going to accept that much. Makeshift port has minimal free folk and trade house crews. It gives minimal port points, but does not require any upkeep. Okay. So that's the advantage there, is we're not paying any upkeep on that one. Suppose it may make sense. Oh, we're jumping Maritime House at that point. Okay. Could technically say, I suppose, the industry set up a port here. 4,000 port points, but more likely we just nationalize that one and build it up a bit. Yeah, we should really be thinking about going that way once we can get... Well, once we get the troops in position as well. Oh, because the hex is full, that's what's happening there. Can't pile them all up on that hex because we don't have enough space to pile them all up on that hex. That makes sense. Okay, we got one more professional troop, and the rest is just the militia, I think. Unless I've misplaced one of them. And militia, we're going to try to spread out over all the adjacent hexes. This is my third part of the recording session, or the part. Third part. Okay, so we're gonna one more part. But as part of that, we're gonna go ahead. So how's the construction looking like for the moment? We don't have any. Presumably means it's going at least as well as it could if it's done. Victory overview is victory overview. Prospecting is a little bit sad. We're not finding any more metal yet. And at this point, we're probably not likely to find any more metal. So we're going to go ahead and cycle the turn. This is where I'm going to go ahead and put the... Well, I'm going to put the part break in at the end of this end turn. So we're going to see if anything surprising happens. Hopefully nothing surprising will happen. But I could be wrong. Things could happen. At which point, we're going to hope that the improved recon will allow us to do a new beachhead somewhere so we can sort of push the productive military into doing something. Mainly against the miners. I think the miners at this point are our location for getting more population. Because I don't really want to face a major until we've actually got a source of reliable metal. Which is probably going to be high-tech metal, which we're working towards. It's in the cards. It's being worked towards, but it's not here. It's not now. Suffer no losses, nor made kills. We have 4 decisions. Oh, and I was going to put the part break in, so I'm going to put the part break in here. I can't undo that easily, can I? No. Okay, that made it worse. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put the part break in here. So I hope you've all been enjoying. I'll catch you all in the next part. Wish you all have a good time. Bye for now.